Hey guys, I'm Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and as you can see, I've got my dog in the room today. Hopefully, he'll behave. If not, maybe I'll just jump up and shut him out of the room. But thank you for being here. For those of you that come every week, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And for those of you that are new, I have hundreds of videos, and they all meet my standards, which is kind of high. So you might want to go check them out. And today we're going to be using something new. We're only doing the one card today, but I think you're going to be very happy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip you down and we'll get started. A little bit. Okay, so we are using Twisted in Time. I love trees. So I don't know what it is about this, but it yelled at me. And the dies are pretty fun. So you can cut pieces out inside your card. I haven't gone that far. In fact, I didn't use any of the dies for today's card because it's already difficult or is time consuming and I didn't want to add to it. So we have that. Let me show you what else I used because I think that you will be excited. This is called mixed labels, and these are what I'm using today, these two right here. And they're so pretty. And I love dies. And then it has great sayings. So that's another thing. I'm not positive that it's available now, but you can go look. It's called Mixed Labels. And then another one that is brand new is called Plaster Painting Folder. And of course, I had to use that too. So I get excited and I want to play. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start. This is a whisper, not whisper. That's been a long time ago. This is a basic white thick. I'm pretty sure I might not have made it thick, but it's supposed to be thick. And it's 5 1/4 by 12. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer and we'll be using this a lot today. So be ready. All right, so I want to say hi to everybody that came in. Hey, Marilyn, thank you for being here. And Gail and Lola, Mary. Hey, Mary and Carol. And that's it. I really love it that you guys are here. All right, so I am going to score this at 4 and 8, which it's got this wonderful arm, so you don't have to like finagle. It's really nice. And it has the numbers in between so that you don't have to like guess, which is awesome. All right. So we're going to do all the scoring on this first because that just makes sense. But let me show you what I have, and this will be included on my PDF, but it goes this way because this is the front. But now everything's upside down. So this is my cheat sheet on how to do this, but that will also be on the PDF. So you guys can get that if you sign up for my newsletter on my blog, which Pat will go ahead and put my blog link on the comments. So you can go there, sign up for my newsletter, and every Thursday that I have a class here on YouTube, I will have a PDF available. So now I was late getting all this done because I took a lot of December off and January. I've been having a lot of migraines lately. So, we can't have that. But that's why. I just wanted you to know why I sent out 3 emails today because they only let you put in so many PDFs. So I wanted to make sure that I got caught up. From here on out, I will stay caught up. All right. So I am going to cut first. And you want to have, yes, the short side up. You're going to go to 1 1/8. You're going to move your cutter and you are going to go down 1 1/4. Now I need to stand up for this so that I can see what I'm doing. 1 1/8. So hopefully my voice doesn't sound weird with me standing up. But you want to go to 1 1/8. or 1 1/4. I'm sorry, we're over at 1 1/8. 1 1/4, and you're going to cut to, let me make sure I've got this right, 6 3/4. Okay, 6 3/4. I just want to make sure I don't go past this right here. All right, then we are going to flip it and do the same thing, 1 1/8. I'm going to leave it at 6 3/4 because it was already there, and go up to 1 1/4. All right, now you're going to put this in, and you are going to put it to 1 1/4 here. Move your cutter and bring in your scoring blade, and you're going to score from the two things that you made. And that's what's so neat about our cutter, is that you have these little lines here that show you exactly where you need to be. And I'm going to push it down and go. Now my cheat sheet will have that. All right, so we have it there. I'm going to go to 2 5/8. We're going to do the same thing. Make sure I got that. Just don't use your cutter part on this. All right, and then you have your one that goes all the way down. Then we're going to go to 5 3/8 and do that. I know this seems like a lot, but it is so much fun, you guys. All right, and then we are going to go down, let's see, 6 3/4. And this is where the arm comes in handy. All right. Okay. So on my cheat sheet, it shows the dotted lines are scores and the solid lines are cuts. So you just got to follow that. And we are going to go ahead and fold this and burnish it. Okay. And then we're going to fold it to where it's all there. So you just have to be a little bit careful because it's all cut apart. All right. Now we are going to have these two at the ends be mountain folds. Mountain. And then of course after that you would go valley, and then mountain and valley. Now if you did it properly, it will all go, and you will have a little bit hanging over. Don't worry, it all fits in an envelope because we made it so we can have it be in an envelope. So I just want to make sure I got it all. So then when you have it, it's going to be like this, and then we just have to decorate it. So I'm going to put that aside. We're going to work on the front part first so that I can get that done. And let me pull that out. All right. So we have this piece of white. And like I said, all the dimensions will be on the PDF. All right. So I have, this is how that folder looks. Isn't that cool? And you can decide which side you like. I like this one better. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue because it's easier when you emboss to use glue. Make sure that that fits. Yes. It's always good to be sure. All right. So I'm using our green glue. I don't want to get it too close to the edges. Now I have made this before. So if you go out, and I think it's Playful Pets is the one that I used it for, you can go out on my blog and search that. And I found this on Etsy, and she wanted to sell the PDF. And I'm like, oh, heck no. You know, I'm going to try to figure this out by myself. And I did. I'm so excited that I got to do that. All right. So I'm using this DSP because, you know, grays and blacks go so good together. And that's the Country Woods. and it's got all kinds of wood patterns. And I think it might be leaving with the new catalog. So when this one goes, so if you want it, I think it's on low inventory. I checked this morning. So get on it if you want it. All right, so I'm going to put this on, and I don't care if it meets here because I'm going to put a ribbon across. So sorry about not clearing my throat. Reminds me, last week, if you were watching, I got a scratchy throat and I was feeling like it was weird. It didn't feel like I was sick. It just felt scratchy. Well, it ended up I got COVID. So I took last week off because by the time I felt like working, it was Wednesday and I didn't have time to come up with anything and get it all done. So I worked on other stuff instead, but I did work last week. All right, so I'm going to use this is the, let's see, black and very vanilla large checkered ribbon. I would have liked it to have been white, but I think vanilla will work too because it's just pretty. And I'm just going to do one side and then make sure I have it straight on this side. And then we have that. All right, so I'm going to put that. Now, you guys know I like layers. This card does not disappoint on the layers. All right. Let's get that straight. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Huh. All right, there we go. Now, what I like to do is put a glue dot under the ribbon. I don't like flimsy ribbon. I don't know about you guys, but there are certain things that I have a problem with, and flimsy ribbon is one of them. So I'm just going to put a glue dot in the middle, and I'll be adding a dot later for embellishment, so that's going to work. Let me make sure it's going to be straight because that would look silly. All right. How you guys all doing? I hate that I missed last week, but the first few days was awful. All right, so I'm going to put that aside. No, I can go ahead and put it onto the front. So you want to make sure this is the opening. So we want to make sure that we put that on the front. And I've got chocolate. I want to show you what my husband got me for Valentine's Day. And he made me open it today because, hold on, well, it's my favorite thing, straight from the factory. Isn't that awesome? And they are so fresh. I had to have one right away, and I was just like, oh my God, these are awesome. So yes, my husband he knows me. I usually buy it straight from the factory, but this time I didn't. So I was glad that he did it anyway. All right. He got me other chocolates too, but that was the one I was really excited about. So if I have like chocolate on here, that's why, because I had to have one. Hey, Valerie. Oh, I'm glad you got it. Oh, I hate being sick. All right. So now I told you that I used those from the mixed label dies. So you cut one of each, and I'm going to stamp the white one, and then I'll show you what I do with this one. Okay, let's see. Well, I think I put it away like a silly goose. Oh, I used it from another stamp. Hold on. I don't have that on my PDF. Isn't that awful? Okay, so I used it from the mixed labels. Your kindness makes my day. So I will get that out. Whoops. It's not a stamp class unless I'm doing something that's wrong. I'm going to use For a Great Friend. Let's see if I can find it. There we are. Because I think it will fit better. Okay. Hey, got it straight. All right. Then I'm going to take this one, make sure that well, it doesn't really matter but you want to make sure that the stitching that they have on here is on the right side when you stamp. And when you put it together, I don't know if you can see this one, but it's the same. So I'm going to cut this just straight across. And then put some adhesive on here. Yep, my dog is off wandering, so hopefully he's going to behave. Okay, so now there is a gap, but that's okay. See if you can tell. I am going to put ribbon on the back, and hopefully that will make it to where you don't even notice it. That's my hope. Okay, so I am just going to loop on both sides. You could cut it and save this much ribbon, but it's not that much, so I think I'm all right. And my ribbon scissors are right here. All right, now I'm going to use dimensionals because I really want this to pop. Just gotta find it. We'll just use a new one because I don't know where my other ones are. All right. And I always go over my ribbon just to make sure it's not going anywhere. So I'm only going to have the one drawing today because I only have the one card. All right, so I'm going to put that onto the bigger one. There. Straight lines, straight lines. We have to have straight lines. So in next month's card class, I probably will make this card. So if you want to join in, that would be awesome. The first class is always free, so you can give it a try and see if it's something that you might like. Does that look straight? And you know what? I just did what I told you not to do. I put it on the wrong side of the white. Ah, I just did that to test you to see if you're paying attention. All right, this is not. There we go. I'm going to take that off because I'm going to put this on straight for once. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's try this again. I am going to just, since I pulled off a lot of the sticky, just use this and put one more on there because it came off. Okay. So did anybody else catch it? It was a test. All right. There we go. Then I'm going to put adhesive on the back. Good thing we didn't have to see that because it looks ugly. And bring my card in. Put it right here. All right. I will be coming back to this. Don't let me forget. All right. Now we are going to do what's on the inside. So this is why I'm only doing the one because It's a little bit more time consuming because I've got so much to layer. So I'm going to start off with the small ones because that way I won't lose them. So you're going to need 4 of these, and we're going to put them on in here. And I turned it over for no reason whatsoever. I just want to get the first one right so the rest follow. There we go. So then the rest you can just kind of line up with what you've done before, and hopefully you will stay straight. I think I'm going slightly uphill, but I don't know if it's enough to notice. Okay. Okay, so we have that. Doesn't look too exciting yet, does it? All right, this is why I didn't put a picture on, because I want you guys to be just as surprised. All right, so we have 2 blacks, and well, really we have 4, and 3. Sorry, we have 3. I'm going to take 2 out and bring in my cutter again. Whoops, get off of there. I want to make sure I don't lose anything. All right, so you want the 5 inches on top. I'm making sure that they're together. You want it together. I'm going to go to 7/8 and start from, whoops, let me stand up again. So you put the 7/8 on this side because it's much easier to hold than it is if you do it the other way. And I'm going to start it at 7/8 and go straight off the card. This way you don't have to do 2. I'm trying to save time. If I need to replace my cutting blade, I'm okay with that if it saves me time. So 7/8, go straight across. All right, now we're going to put this at 7/8, and we are going to cut where this is, which is 7/8, and then it goes to 3 3/4, I think. Maybe not. Hopefully I did this right because I've already cut some of the other stuff. All right. So if you wanted, you could save this for these pieces, and then you wouldn't have to use up more black, but I had to have everything pre-cut. All right, so you're going to do the same thing, but a little smaller for the DSP. So that's already done. So see if I got this right. Oh, yes. This is what I used to do whenever I would craft in my room by myself. I would just praise myself, and my kids would be like, "Mother, you're talking to yourself again." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but somebody's got to pat me on the back." They just roll their eyes. All right. So let's see if I can do this without smudging. Go very, very slow. That's not too bad. Let me move that a little bit. This is why you use the liquid glue. Look at that. All right. And we'll do the other one. Maybe a little bit more there. All right. See if I can do it again. Second time. Ooh, come on. See, I laid it down too fast. Hold on. This is why we do liquid glue. You can still manipulate it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to bring in this, and this is going to fit on here to make it look so pretty. I'm going to use the liquid glue again just so I can move it if I need to. Yes, you definitely want to comment if you're watching, because that's the only way we know you're here to win a prize. You might get this card, and I mail to whoever, wherever. I don't care if you're in the States or not. Come down just a little. Okay. And we'll do this one. Okay. Come on. It's because I'm holding it weird. Didn't want to go right. Okay. So now we have that done. Thank you, Marilyn. It would make a good fireplace. You're right. All right. So I'm going to put this aside. We're going to go ahead and do the other side. I'm looking. I made sure I had everything ahead of time. Of course I did. I'm looking for the white that goes with this, which I do not see. And it's not in the envelope. And it's not on my floor. All right, so we'll just cut it real quick. And that, let me see, because it goes on here, we will make sure, whoops, this is 3 3/4 by 5. So I am going to do, I'll just take a 1/4 inch off of both sides and we'll call it a day. There we go. Easy. All right. Now I'm going to stamp the tree because, oh, that's so pretty. All right. So they have 3 parts to the tree. Okay, next week I have another card. Should I show you now or should I let you be surprised next week? I think I might show you. What do you guys think? All right, well, here's this. And then we have that, but it opens up. Isn't that cool? So I'm doing that. I could not do this because, do you see this where it's colored right here? I have to do that with a spot, a Stampin' spot, just in that little piece, and keep stamping, which I'm not going to do all online or tomorrow or next week because that would be silly. But I just wanted you to see. All right. So maybe you'll come back next week. All right. So I have Memento and I'm going to ink up the tree. Just got my fingers in it. Good thing I'm wearing my craft pants. All right. Whoops. This is why you got to be careful because you're going to get it on your card. All right. That trunk is so pretty. Okay. Then I'm going to put a lid on that one just for a minute because I want to do the leaves first. I mean, not the leaves. I don't know, the bushiness. Because it's probably leaves. It's just far away. And I'm using gray because this whole is like monochromatic. So I was like, this is going to work. All right. So let's see. I don't think it really matters where you put it because it's a tree. All right, we'll close that. And then come in with the more detailed leaves. And the reason why I use gray is because I want these leaves to pop more. Okay. Party. Then I'm going to, you make every day special. There we go. In Memento. You know, it's not fun. You know, you don't think you're going to Stampin' unless you get dirty, right? You always have to get dirty. All right. So let me move that. So we have that. I'm going to go ahead and put that on to black because you have to have layers. Don't go down. Don't go down. Needs to go up a little bit on that side. There we go. All right. So we're going to put this on the inside and then we're going to finish the others because the fun part hasn't even happened yet. Ah. Okay. All right. So I need a sentiment here. So I'm going to move this out again. I am going to bring in, let's see. A great friendship is good for the soul. Is that not so true? All right. And you don't want it in the middle because I'm going to put some ribbon. So I'm going to bring it up. Oh, you know you do a good job if it sticks. And then bring in the ribbon. Oh, not yet. I'm going to layer it onto black. And then put some ribbon on the back or on the front, but adhere it to the back. That's what I meant. Okay. And then put this onto another piece of white. And you'll see why. That's exactly the same size. So what I like to do is like have it down on the paper or on the table so I make sure it's straight and then put it down. This way the ribbon does not go there. And I'm going to do a 1-inch punch twice. Woo, always flies. Okay, so you can either fold it in half, which I'm not going to do because I'm not very good at that. Or you can, score it in half. So I'm just going to put it at the 1/2-inch mark. Have the score below it because it will hold it in place. Score it. Got to do both of them. Wow, that's really bright. You can't even see it. Okay. 1/2-inch. And score. So you're going to fold them in half, both of them. Bring in this. And you want the openings to be going out like this so that they are kind of facing each other. So we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive. Now you could use tear and tape. It's probably not a bad idea. And you want to put it right up to, not right up to, but really close, like really close to that score line. We're going to do the other one. And I'm going to fold it just to make sure it's all on one side. Not that it really matters, but, and then line this up so it's right close to that also. So now we're going to put adhesive on both of those. This is why it didn't really matter if you put it on beforehand, and just lay this down, and it should be, for it to work, it has to be between these two score lines. Otherwise, it will not fold down and go into an envelope. I'm making sure that it's centered, and I'm lining it up with the sides here. So now when you see what happens is it sticks out. So we have that. What do you think? Isn't that fun? Thanks, Mary. All right. So what you do when you're going to mail it, it does take a little finagling, is that you're going to send it like this. But we're going to turn it around and put in some doodads, as I call them, embellishments. And I'm using, well, this one's not been used yet. I don't want to use that, but I have extra. So this is the clear and pecan pie ribbon. I'm not sure if you can see the ribbon in there. It's really pretty. And it's black. So I was like, white and black works perfect. Okay. So we are going to take a big one and put it right here in the middle. I'm hoping that's in the middle. As Gail knows, I have to eyeball it, and she hates that, but you do what you got to do. All right, and then I'm going to put one in each corner because I think it just makes it pop. And I have the ribbons going a certain way, so let's keep that up. The ribbon inside the embellishment. Okay. So they're going to see this card. They're going to say, oh, that's pretty. And then they're going to open it up and they're going to be like, wow, I'm going to put this out. So this is what it would look like on their, where would you put it, on your mantle? But I think it's beautiful. All right, let me show you the one that I made with the playful pets. You can see that none of this is available anymore, but I love this card and I just love it. I mean, it's just, I wish that it was still available. And this grumpy cat. I copied it pretty much exactly. Oh, there's chocolate there. Huh. I copied it exactly like I did the last one. So it was, I wouldn't get anything wrong. All right. And the more you play with it, the more it folds and is ready. All right, Miss Pat, are you ready? Thank you, Carol. Yes, you guys have been asking. They walk by my cards things and they see it and they're like, please make this card. So that's what I did. I, like to please. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Whoever is in the drawing, we will go ahead. I'll mail it out and it'll go out tomorrow because I always address it while I'm sitting here before I get up because, tomorrow I take off and it is Valentine's Day, but I usually take Fridays off. But this way it'll get out right away and you can send it to a good friend of yours. Now remember, oh, hey, Nancy, didn't even see you come in. And Robin, hey, Robin. So make sure that you come back next week to see the card I showed you. And I will have another one also because a lot of that I'm going to do ahead of time so I can get the trunk going and show you the end part because it is time consuming. Not sure you guys would want to do it or not, but you never know. Oh, Nancy, you got to win. So you get this card. Yay. Whoops. For some reason, it didn't like that. All right. So, Nancy, you get this, and I'll mail it out and get it out to you tomorrow. And I hope to see you guys next week. And thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you next time.